played since December. You're finally going to get a shot this weekend against Seattle. How excited are you to get back on the field?
Yeah, I'm real excited. Get back out there and get in there and get the little game juices flowing a little bit. So it'll be good to get out there. And again, like I've always said, I don't want to make too much of however it goes, either way, good or bad. But it'll be good to get out there together and get in a little bit of a game flow again.
If the coaches decided just not to play you at all in the preseason, do you feel like you could kind of be ready in the same way? Or
yeah, I'd like to play. I think it'd be hard not to take any snaps. Although when you look into like next week when you get to practice against the Saints, those are like still in game reps. You know, even though you're not live as far as contact, you're getting to experience going against another defense, and it turns into pretty much a game setting. But I like to get a little bit in there. It just makes you feel a little more comfortable as you get into week one.
Yeah. Phil, Coach West mentioned how he's looking forward to having you and Mike Pouncey in real game action together. How's your relationship built so far, and how important is that when you get in action?
It's been great. I think the in-game stuff's important. Just we do it out here, the communicating, but in the game, there's just a little more noise, a little more intensity. So that'll be good as well. But I have no concerns with that. He's been great, both with all the protection stuff, Mike points, just the way he commands the huddle and runs the thing at the center position. Obviously, you knew of him as being a Pro Bowl player, but he's certainly lived up to all the expectations we had.
When you're on the sideline at the Cardinals game, I mean, does it feel like, man, I want to go out there, I want to play?
It's so funny because I think when I'm able to remove the emotions from it, I go, yeah, it doesn't really make sense to play in this game. That's perfect. We'll shoot for next week. But when you get out there and warm ups, you're going, golly, it makes you want to get out there. But it was good. I always enjoy watching the young guys and seeing, trying to help when you can, but pulling for them, because I remember like yesterday, my first NFL game playing and how you felt. So it was fun to see these young guys fly around and get an opportunity. Yeah, no, I definitely watch. I mean, I don't do as near as extensive as you do in a regular season, but yeah, I think enough to where you feel good about going out there. You know, watching a little bit of a third down cut up. You know, if you get a couple third downs, and being comfortable with what you got in the red zone. And again, it's different this year, even more so because we play Arizona in the regular season. You know, we play Seattle in the regular season, play San Fran, although that's the week 4 of the preseason. We play them in the regular season, so you see things you want to run, and you go, all right, don't run it. Let's save it. And so I'm sure that's the same for them on defense. So it'll certainly be vanilla, I would think, from both sides. So it's just about executing and being efficient. No pre-snap penalties, none of that stuff. But yeah, there's an element of preparing. I think more so for me, I like to do it not so much to as it is preparing to go win the game, but more so to get me into that in-season mode of preparing. You know, watching the pressures, watching the third downs. You know, going through studying the game plan sheet. You know, the sheet that we get, just so you get back in that mode, so you don't just try to turn it on week 1. It does. You know, it seems a little bit different. It seems like they sprinkled in a little things from, what Ken Norton did in his time in Oakland. And obviously Pete Carroll's got a long history of defenses and different things. But it certainly shows up. This scheme shows up quite a bit as well. But they're a little more multiple, it seems like to me, than they've been in the past few years.
There's been a lot of talk about Geno and Cardell. How do you think the quarterback competition is going between those two?
You know, it's been good. I mean, it's been those guys. Shoot, our quarterback room gets along great. So but they're competing like crazy. So it's been good. It's interesting for me in my position because I'm pulling for both of them. You know, I mean, I don't know if that can be possible, but you're pulling for both of them to succeed and play well and let it play out the way it will. But both those guys are working hard. All of us are. Shoot, it's not just them competing. I'm competing with them as well. We're all competing. That's just our nature in that room. And it's been a good group.
You've been around Cardale for a while now. Where have you seen him take the biggest steps from when you first started?
I just think it's more and more time in this offense, in this scheme. You know, each rep, each play, each time you call play in a huddle, each meeting you sit in, you ought to improve. And so now he's had a year under his belt with this scheme. I think last year was probably really good for him. You know, although he didn't dress in these games, he was a part of the whole week of the process, preparing, seeing how the things work on game day. And obviously Kellen was here, who's a heck of a veteran that he can learn from. And then now Geno, who's been in different places and learned from guys and played in a lot of games. So I think Cardell's a guy that, and you know him, shoot, he's an easy guy in the world to get along with, and he wants to get better every day.
I don't know if you heard, but Jalen Ramsey came out and talked a lot about the cornerbacks in the NFL. He called you a pretty good good quarterback?
Yeah, shoot, I guess I've made it. If he says I'm pretty good, I didn't know he was doing his ESPN Top 30. Shoot, Sando's in trouble.
You were one of the few that he complimented.
Yeah, no, I didn't see all that. I did hear about that. But shoot, when you have the kind of year he had and you're a corner, you know, it's a little bit of that. It's that never lose mentality, no reason to hold back. You know, whether he gets beat for a touchdown or not, I'm not predicting those things. But and then they don't even think about it. You know, and sometimes those types of corners are the most dangerous, right? They play and they've never had a bad day, and those are the ones that are dangerous to go against.
So you brought up the young guys earlier. Who's been standing out to you?
Gosh, you know, I think you know, Quiz there in the offensive line has done some good things. You know, who we drafted from UCLA. The receivers it's been interesting to see those guys. You know, you see Scott, and I don't really. Jeremy probably wouldn't appreciate me throwing him in the young guy category, but just as you saw the game he had last week and the game Scott had, I thought you know, Sean Culkin made some plays last week. You know, and has really improved. He's gotten an opportunity now to get a ton of reps. You know, with Hunter going down, so he's making the most of his opportunity. Those are the guys that stand out offensively. I think so. I think it's more confidence, more reps, and just more understanding. You know, this playing tight end and also playing, you know, I think receiver because of how much we move guys around. It's tough because you're the F, you're the Y, you're this, we're in this, want you to motion, this time do this. There's a lot. I actually play fullback on this play and block power, and then we want you to go run down the seam. You know, so there's a lot we ask of those guys, and so I think it takes them a little time. But Sean loves to play, he loves football, and he's been working at it. And he cares about it. You know, there's something about that I don't care what level you're in that still there's a big value is. Does the guy really love ball, and how much does it mean to him? And those guys usually over time end up being the guys you want to stick around.
Have you been in touch with Antonio, and is that window still?
I got no new updates for you on those conversations. If I was into all the social media, I could have screenshot a couple and put them out there. But no, I got nothing new. I don't know if they're still talking or not. Obviously, again, if he's here one of these days in the next 3 weeks, that'd be great. I don't think it needs to be real soon. I feel like if there's one guy that would know what to do and that we could pick up pretty quickly, it'd be him.
Bill, during the draft, there was a lot of talk about Shaquille Griffin getting drafted. What have you seen from him after the sales?
Yeah, shoot, he flies around now. He flies around and is always around the ball. So I don't know if he'll be in there when we're in there, but it's pretty impressive. You know, his story's awesome, and seeing him out there fly around, he's very active.
How much would you like to see?
4 quarters. No, I don't know. We'll see. I've tried to get better. I used to struggle mentally in these preseason games because you know you're not going to be in there long, and so you go, oh, this is probably play 12. This is the second drive. We're probably coming out. Oh, you need to make a big play, and then you throw an interception, and then it ruins the night. You know, you stand over there all day going, what in the world did I throw that ball for? So I've tried to get better at pretending like I'm in there the whole game, and if we're, you know, 2 for 4 for 10 yards and we have a few drives and we don't do anything, then that's okay. You know what I mean? There's no reason to overreact. We had 3.5 quarters left to play, so I think I've done a better job of at least putting myself there mentally so we don't try to do something silly. All right.